Transform. Imagine how many people we know that they want to transform their body, their mind, their spirit, their lifestyle. What is a transformation? Transformation is a thorough or dramatic change. Transformation can happen in the moment of a decision. We're asking you to do the Drink Ketone Challenge with us. For 10 days, we're going to simplify a dramatic change for your life for the better. Think about it this way. It's not a diet. It's not all of the noise. It's not having to create meal planning or create a long-term commitment. By using ketones, you can shift simply because of the technology. And up until now, no one had the ability to use technology to make that shift. Well, we're here to prove it to you. In just 10 short days, we're going to simplify the meaning of what transformation means. Take this challenge with us. You drink 1 drink in the morning and 1 drink in the afternoon. It's that simple. We commercialized ketones about 4 years ago, and now we want to take it to a whole nother level. At the time that we started the ketone conversation and started educating the marketplace on the power of ketones, there became a trend in diets, the ketogenic diet, something that's been around for decades and decades. However, it's very, very tough to stick and stay compliant to any diet. We always say this, the only diet that works is the diet you'll stick with. We're not trying to challenge you to shift your lifestyle. What we want you to do is just simply drink ketones for 10 days and see the difference that it makes in your life. I know this for a fact. You drink them for 10 days, if you don't feel the difference as you're drinking them, the day that you get off, you will. You can expect better focus. You can expect better mood. You can expect results in just 10 days of taking a drink 2 times a day. You can expect results. You can expect better. It's not just about working harder, it's also about working smarter. And today, biotechnology is here. Our bodies are computers. They run over 3,000 genes every single minute. The question is your operating system operating at its maximum capacity? That's what drink ketones are going to do. But we want you to simply focus on you being the best version of yourselves. And we know through the last 4 years and millions of servings in the marketplace that ketones do that because it helps optimize your computer. It helps optimize your metabolics. And so we want you to accept this with us. Do you accept this simple challenge for 10 short days with our community? If you accept this challenge with us, I want to be the first to welcome you to the 10-day Drink Ketone Challenge in your pursuit of better. How we inspire other people in the world is becoming the best versions of ourselves, and we're here to prove it.
Oh yeah, I am fired up. That gets me fired up every time. I am definitely here to take the challenge. So I'm excited. We're back. I'm with the amazing Lola Mercado. Absolutely a blessing to have her, not only in our community, but in my life. Lola, before we get started, I would love for you to just kind of give a little bit of a brief description and an overview of who Lola is, and then I'll do the same on my end, and we'll kick this thing off.
Sure, thank you. And thank you everybody for having patience. We have some technical difficulties trying to get, technology is not always our friend, but here we are. So for everybody on Vaughn's side of the platform, hi, my name is Lola. I live in Central California. I am 44 years old, mother of 3, fur mom to many, many more. And, I, like many of you out there, have yo-yo dieted my whole life. And I finally found the system that works for me. So we're going to talk a little bit more tonight about what that is and how it could possibly benefit you. But Vaughn, I don't know what else you want me to share other than that little.
No, that's amazing. And, for everybody on Lola's side, because we're streaming to a couple different platforms here, which is really, really cool. The fact of the matter is, I've been doing this for 4 years now, and it's been an absolutely amazing experience. It's something that's really shifted the direction of my life. not only the ketones, but the community behind the ketones. Brian Underwood, our CEO, that you guys got to listen to a few minutes ago, speaking about the 10-day challenge, which we're going to talk a little more in depth about, has been a mentor of mine now for the last 4 years, whether he realizes it or not. The fact of the matter is, he has, driven in some amazing self-development into myself that I didn't even know I had inside of me. So the ketones work 100% of the time, every time. The glue to what we have and the stickiness is the culture behind it, the community behind it, and which is absolutely something I've never been a part of before. I've been on some different sports teams and things like that, and we cheer each other and rah-rah and kind of do those things. But this here, the self-development that I've gotten out of this the last 4 years has been something that I can never, no matter what happens from this point forward, I've been blessed to be part of this. So Lola, what I would love to do is start out with your keto journey really fast. We know on my end and on your end, most of your people probably know that you started out with the ketogenic diet, correct?
Correct.
And how did that go?
Sure. So I've been living a keto lifestyle for 2.5 years now. And as most of my people know, for the first year, I was super, super strict. I weighed, I measured, I tracked everything I ate. But about halfway through that first year, I came to find these exogenous ketones that are pure therapeutic ketones, the same as what our body naturally produces. So I incorporated those in at about the 6-month mark. So I've been drinking them now daily for 2 years. And people always say, how can you stick to that lifestyle? Because I do waver off. I say I take a little field trip away from keto every once in a while for a meal here or there. But for the most part, I do eat still fairly strict keto every day. And I can do that because drinking my ketones every day, I don't crave all those sugary things. And I've got 2 kids at home. I've got a husband. We've got gummy bears, Doritos, cookies, you name it. And I mean, it's literally right next to me, and I could care less. And I know that has to be the willpower that the ketones are giving me, because I was the biggest carboholic back in the day, where if there was cookies or anything, especially cookies, brownies, cupcakes, anything like that, I literally could not resist. And now I know that it's that chemical, it is an addiction, and you see it and your body wants it. And you have it, and then before you know it, it's burned up and gone, and your body wants more. So, is it any wonder I got to be, 256 pounds, because I was feeding myself sugar over and over again every day. But that's truly how I can maintain this lifestyle. I like to call my ketones my keto insurance, because they keep me satiated between meals. They curb those cravings. I just, I can't say enough good things about it. That's what brought me into this community, is the fact that I love them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the greatest thing is a lot of us don't even realize that we have those issues, right? We don't realize that we're addicted to carbs and sugars. And I say this a lot to everybody out there, you're addicted to something whether you realize it or not. It's up to you to identify what that is. And most of us, it's food, but we just don't realize it. We say, oh, I'm not addicted to sugar, or I don't have a sugar problem, or I don't have a carb problem. But the fact of the matter is, most of Americans do. And with that being said, that was one of the greatest things that helped me out. I didn't really join this journey for a weight loss journey. That didn't mean I didn't need to lose any weight, because I did have a dad bod. I had some things going on that just weren't, working in my favor. But what really lit me up was the mental focus on this. When my mind lit up, I knew that I had my hands on something that I had never felt before. And for that fact alone, I was like, okay, I'm all in no matter what. But then throughout the journey, I had some body composition changes, and mine wasn't so much weight loss. To be honest, my weight has pretty much stayed the same. Right now, I'm about 175 to 180 pounds, and I fluctuate between 170 and at one point I got up to about 200, but I was also lifting a lot of heavy weights. I was building a lot of muscle. I was bulking, right? The fact is, this supplement in my life has shifted me in a different direction than any other supplement. And what I mean by that is, growing up, I've always been an athlete. I've always, lifted weights. I've always done BCAA, creatine, protein powder, all the stuff, protein bars, you name it, I've done it. And I've probably got some benefits out of those things, but not realizing I got benefits out of them. When I started drinking this ketones and I knew that my brain lit up like that, I knew there was a difference between what I had ever taken in the past. This isn't your grandma's or your grandpa's just protein shake, right? This is actually a fuel source that feeds the body and fuels the brain. And when you can fuel the brain from a different level of gasoline, if you will, like you're putting in your car, the fact of the matter is now all of a sudden you run differently. You see things differently. The lights come on brighter. And when that happened to me, I knew I was like, wow, this is amazing. So that's a little bit of my story and your story. And, I know there's a couple different ways to get started in our program now. Back when I got started, there wasn't many ways to get started. It was just you ordered your box and you went to town and that was it. But now, Lola, if you don't mind, what are a couple different ways? We saw a little video on the Drink Ketone Challenge. I want to go a little bit more in depth on that and some of the other ways we can get started in this.
One of the best ways I think to get started is our 10-day Drink Ketones Challenge, which if you were here from the beginning, there was a great little video that led into this. And if you missed it, you can always go back and watch it on the replay. But that's a great way because it's specially priced. If you're a brand new customer that's never tried this and you're like, okay, I love all those benefits and I want to try it, but I don't know what I'm going to like, or, I don't know, I see it has caffeine, it doesn't have caffeine, I don't know. The challenge box is perfect because you get 20 packs in the box. You're going to get, Vaughn, I think is going to show you guys, you get a variety of flavors and you get both caffeine-free and caffeinated because I drink both. You can start off with 1 or 2 packs. When I first started off was just drinking 1 pack a day. So if you're doing that, then that box will give you a 20-day supply. Or you can just start off right off the bat with 2 a day and then really jumpstart your experience. And I love the caffeine free in the evening. Like I'm in California, so it's almost 7. So between 7 and 8, I shake up as my second serving of caffeine free because I sleep so much better. So a lot of people sometimes are kind of leery about the caffeine free, but it's amazing.
A lot of people ask me, like, oh no, I need the caffeine. And I say, well, don't misunderstand this. The caffeine's not where you're getting your energy source from. The caffeine is really, it's a small amount, 50 milligrams. That's like a small cup of coffee, and it's a caffeine hydrose, which is more of a natural version of caffeine. But the fact of the matter is, the reason we put caffeine in the products is most Americans are caffeine addicted, right? We're all drinking sodas, Mountain Dews, whatever it is, right? So once you start utilizing this product, if all of a sudden you stop drinking all that caffeine, some people might start to get a little bit of a headache. You might get a little bit of a withdrawal from the caffeine. So that's why we have the caffeine version. It's not to get the energy source. The ketones give you the energy source, but they also give you that amazing sleep like Lola was talking about. It actually shuts your brain down. So when you do lay down to go to bed, it's not like, oh, I can't go to sleep. I just drank a ketone. No, what it does is it helps you sleep better. It helps you get to a REM sleep, a rapid eye movement sleep, where your brain actually shuts down. So now when you wake up in the morning, now you wake up and you're refreshed. You're ready to go. You're not groggy in the morning. You're not like, oh, I got to take on another Monday, right? No, you're like, I'm going to conquer this Monday. And one of the greatest things for me in the very beginning, and I didn't really even realize, like I said, I started 4 years ago, so it's pretty much an experiment when I started, right? It was just like, well, take it and, figure it out on your own. Now we've come a long way. We have a ton of resources and a ton of education behind it. This right here was my go-to at night, because if you guys out there, if you guys are listening and you guys are in on this, raise your hand if you have about a 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night craving, right? Like Lola just said, there's a cabinet over there, a shelf of gummy bears and Oreo cookies and Chips Ahoy's and all that good stuff, right? Like, and I have kids. I have 3 boys. My oldest is 21 now. I got a 20-year-old and a 10-year-old. Well, the fact of the matter is that cabinet was always full of that stuff. And 10, 11 o'clock at night, that's when I would roll off the couch after watching TV, and then I would go over there to the cookie cabinet, and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to get an Oreo, right? And I'd start off with 2 or 3. Next thing I know, I ate the whole sleeve of Oreos. Like, tell me if that's ever happened to you guys out there, because I know it has, right? Well, this little thing right here was a game changer for me. Every time I would start to get that little bit of a craving, this is our Swiss cacao flavor, I would get up at night, and I would mix one of these, the non-caffeinated. And I would also put about maybe an ounce of heavy whipping cream in it. And that together, to me, tasted like a Yoo-Hoo. If you guys know what a Yoo-Hoo is out there, you get it at the gas station, you shake it up, it has all that chocolate down there at the bottom, right? It's really not good for you, but the fact of the matter is that's exactly what this tasted like. And it killed my cravings. So I didn't go after that cookie. And even if I did still go after a cookie, I ate 1 to 2 cookies and I was satisfied. I didn't want any more cookies. Before I was like, give me more, give me more. I was a cookie monster, right? So now with this, it just changed the whole game. So for me, this one right here was a big game changer because anytime you can stop those cravings at night, for me, was a bad time. This did it for me. So like Lola said, you're going to get each flavor in here. It's going to come with a caffeine and non-caffeine. There's 5 different flavors that actually come in this box. One of our star players that is the top seller is the raspberry lemonade right here. Heart Tart is another great flavor.
My favorite.
There's your favorite. And that's America's favorite keto coach, Daniela Yanez's favorite right there. She loves that. But a go-to that I've been using a lot is this Lime Time. I really like the Lime Time, and in the morning, this is really great for me. I actually utilize this with our Mitoplex. So we have some flavored Mitoplex out now. That's the electrolytes, which are absolutely amazing. And then we have a lime and a lemon one. I've been mixing the lime or lemon directly with this to get my electrolytes in the morning, and this together, game changer. And again, like I said, the ones you see in here that are white like this are non-caffeine, and then the ones that are colored like this here, these are the same flavor. They're just caffeine and non-caffeine. Very simple, guys. This is not rocket science. Right here on the side of the box, transformation guide. It tells you how to take them, when to take them, right? Upon awakening, if you're taking the 10-day challenge and you're really going to stay specific to the 10-day challenge, right? Drink 1 Keto OS Nat, charged first thing in the morning upon awakening. That might be different for some people. I forget to mention this sometimes. Your morning might be my evening, or vice versa. Some people are just on a different schedule. And then at lunchtime, aim for a low-carb meal. That doesn't mean go crazy and, do all these different things and switch your diet around. No, just aim for something a little more low-carb, right? And then mid-afternoon, drink a Keto OS Nat. That's going to be the uncaffeinated version. Dinner, try to aim for another low-carb meal. After the 10 days, drink Ketones daily, reboot monthly. Now, I want you to talk a little bit about what would a low-carb meal look like where you're not like having to change your whole diet around and do a ketogenic diet. What would be a good, low-carb meal?
Yeah, I mean, easy swap outs. Like if you're going to go out and you're going to have a hamburger and fries, maybe choose between having a bun on your hamburger or having the fries. Maybe don't have both. So low carb is great because you can still have awesome results, but it's not as strict as being like keto. So many people just can't commit to the full keto, and I completely understand. But following low carb would be great. I mean, you could have a salad, and I mean, if you're having a salad, I mean, for low carb, you could even have the croutons on your salad. So it's just, little swaps here or there, and still trying, if you want to fully commit to the 10 days and really see what this can do for you, try to stay away from the cookies and all those things that are really just empty calories, but still have some carbs. So, have some sweet potato fries. That's a better carb for you because it's a little bit of a longer lasting carb. Your body doesn't burn it up quite as fast. But just simple little swaps like that. And what I think is even better about that kit, since you're going to get it from a keto coach, so whether that's myself or Vaughn, is you have us there to help you with these kinds of things throughout your journey. So many times people say that, I saw it on Amazon. But, you never want to buy from Amazon because, for one, you don't know what you're getting. There is counterfeit products out there. There's expired product out there. And the other thing is a big part of our community is the support, is somebody there to help you. We don't want to just hand you a box and say here, because, if you've got somebody doing it with you, it's so much better.
Absolutely. And a big part of that is if you get it from Lola or myself, not only do you get that personal support, but also you're going to get a food guide that comes along with it. So as long as you put your email in through our link, what ends up happening is we send you a food guide. And it's not a food meal plan. It's nothing like that. It just says if you want a protein, this is a better choice of a protein. Carbs, this is a better choice of carbs. Fats, this is a better choice of fats. It gives you a list. You get to choose from it. It's very simple. Then you also get some workout hacks. Nothing where you got to go to a gym and put on a bunch of weight. Just right here in front of the TV or in the living room. Some air squats, some lunges, and some different ways to do some stuff to get some movement in, right? Because trust me, when you start utilizing this, you're going to want to move. And the best thing I like to tell people is, here's what a lot of people tell me. Well, I started drinking it, and I had to force myself to eat dinner because I just hadn't eaten all day, but I wasn't hungry. Awesome. Don't force yourself to eat, okay? Listen to your body. If you're not hungry, don't eat. When you're full, stop eating. It's as simple as that. So these low-carb meals and things that we're talking about, go ahead and go after them, and if that's what you want to do, awesome. But even if you don't switch to a low-carb option, you're probably going to skip a meal. Don't be scared of skipping a meal. It's okay if you skip a meal. And if you just do that, listen to your body, drink these ketones. And the reason we say 10-day challenge, I want to get this out there too. A lot of people think, oh, there's only 10 ketones in there. There's 20 sachets, but if you're doing the challenge, you're taking one in the morning, one in the afternoon. That's why it's called the 10-day challenge. If you want to stretch this out a little bit and you took one in the morning and you're perfectly fine, then you can stretch it out a little farther. Take it for 20 days if you want. The reason we call it the 10-day challenge is because we know this. If you take ketones twice a day for 10 days, you're going to have an experience that's going to be life-changing, okay? It may not happen on the first day. It may not happen on the second day. It may not happen on the third day. It might happen on the 7th day. Like for me, it took me 7 days. I wasn't drinking 2 a day. I was only drinking 1 a day. But the fact of the matter is, I'm different than Lola. Lola is different than anybody else watching this program right now. So the fact of the matter is, it's going to affect you differently. So it may not affect your brain right away. It may start working on some knee pain that you've had because you've had some issues in the past and you have some inflammation down there. So it's working on the inflammation in the knee. It's going to give your body what your body needs first. Also, in the kit comes with a cool little guide like this, right? Again, just tells you the transformation guide there on when to take it. Talks about the supplements in here. The biggest thing I would say is, like Lola said a minute ago, make sure you're getting this from somebody like us. It's a keto coach that's going to make sure that you get the proper support through this. You can go buy a box of anything. I can tell you this. In the past, I probably have so many different protein shakes laying around here, so many different things, and there was no support to it. When you go to GNC and you go to buy something off the shelf and you ask the guy, hey, what about this? And he goes, oh, well, the most popular brand is that one. But he doesn't know. There's no support there. There's no coaching along with it, right? Like, you can't call the guy at GNC at 10 o'clock at night and be like, hey, I'm feeling a little bit of this. I'm not sure, with Lola, with myself. Like, that's what you get. You get personal support like that. And I want to reiterate that again. Personal support. And when I say personal support, like pick up the phone, send a message, whatever it is, comment on one of the Facebook groups. Hey, I'm having this. I need to know this. I need to know that. Raise your hand. Lola and I love for you guys to raise your hand and ask the questions because we're here to answer those questions. Lola, what's another great way to get started right now? I got a great combination in mind that I like, that a lot of people purchase through my link actually utilize, get a little bit of a savings with it, and it works really, really well.
Yeah, and I think we're thinking the same thing. Now, our motto is to drink ketones daily and to reboot monthly. So the reboot is don't get scared here, stay with me, is a 60-hour supported fast. So yes, you're not going to be eating any solid food for 60 hours, but we've got plenty of other things that you're going to be drinking pretty much every 3 hours that will sustain you and keep you satisfied. And that combo together, you actually get a savings if you order both of those together. So it's a great way to get started and then to keep your results going.
Absolutely. I'm going to share what's in this kit here too really fast. But what I want to say before that is, if you guys are somebody new that have never tried ketones before, right, and it's something that you want to do and you want to get started on, this 10-day challenge box also has a $30 discount on it right here for new customers. Okay, if you've purchased in the past and things like that, sorry, you guys don't get that $30 discount anymore. If you're on Smart Ship, like most people should be, you do get a discount each month, and you can put this on Smart Ship. But the fact of the matter is, any new customer that wants to sign up tonight, that wants to get with Lola, that wants to get with myself, and they're like, hey, you know what, I really want to get started on that, I want to try that out, $30 off on this. But now all of a sudden, when you bundle the two, Now, this reboot is normally $79. It brings it down to $69. So not are you only saving $30 on this 10-day ketone challenge, but now you're saving an extra $10 on this reboot system. And I would say this, our Smart Ship program is absolutely amazing. Not only does it give you a discount every month, but when you stay on for 3 consecutive months, they actually give you a free bag of ketones, which is 25 servings now, on the 4th month. So thank you for being a Smart Ship customer. So not only do you get a 22% discount each month, now you get an extra bag of ketones on top of what you're already going to be getting on that 4th month. It's going to be a surprise flavor, so it might be something that you haven't even tried before, which is great because now you get to try a different flavor. But this is a great combination because if we drink ketones daily and we reboot monthly, what is the reboot? It is a system, guys. You see it right here, a system. And this is backed by doctors, scientists. This is put together by some amazing people. And like Lola said, don't get scared that you're not going to eat for 60 hours. One of the best things is you figure out that you don't get hungry through this 60 hours because everything you need is right here. I had a gentleman named Steve that did this last reboot with us. He's 63 years old, and his message to me as soon as he finished was, wow, I cannot believe I've never gone any amount of time with no food without eating. He goes, going that 60 hours was way easier than I thought it was going to be, and I love it. Put one of these on Smart Ship for me, please, because I want to do it every month with you guys. Think about the reboot like this. You guys service your car, I'm sure, right? Like maybe you rotate the tires or you get the oil changed, right? Or every now and then you got to change those wiper blades on there. Hopefully you guys are anyways. That's maintenance that you got to do on your car, right? Monthly maintenance would be the oil change, the tires, check the brakes, look around the car a little bit. That's what this is. This is the reboot. Is actually the oil change for your body, right? This is going to actually help you reset that metabolism, clean out your cells. Your body's going to get to some amazing points in there where your body just does some amazing things if we allow it to do it. But right here in this kit, again, another simple way. It comes with everything that you need. And I'll start with this right here. Along with the personal support, of course. It's welcome, right? It's to optimize the 60 hours. It tells you right in here when to take it, what to take, and you can't get any simpler than that. Lola, why don't you kind of run down what it looks like when we get started, and as you say what we're going to take, I'll throw the product up there and what it is.
Sure. So as a community, I think now we're probably up to somewhere about like 50,000 people worldwide who do this together. And we're literally doing it together because we normally do it the 3rd Sunday of every month. And everybody starts at 9 p.m., give or take, 9 p.m. Eastern. Again, you can adjust it to fit your schedule. But we all start as a community. And one of the greatest things is we've got a Facebook group that has everybody in there, and we've got doctors and specialists that go live several times throughout the reboot to kind of explain what your body's going through. But so that Sunday night, what kicks it all off is about a half hour to an hour before you go to bed that night, you take what we call our Signo-S capsules. Now, there's 2 different kinds of capsules in there. These are the nighttime ones. So these are specially developed to help you get into that deep sleep and rest, because if you don't know, all of our body's transformation happens while we're sleeping. So many of us don't get a whole lot of sleep. So if you're one of those that's running on like 3 or 4 hours sleep, you really, really need to prioritize sleep. And these capsules help you do that. So you drink those about an hour or so before bed, and that's the start of it. So that's Sunday night. And then Monday morning when you wake up, you're going to take your AM capsules, which are going to help you with the fasting. They're going to help with the cell renewal. They're going to help just jumpstart your day. So you're going to take those along with your first serving of Keto Nat. And we recommend the caffeinated one in the morning because this is going to replace like your morning cup of coffee that you're probably used to. And go ahead and throw in your packet of our Mitoplex, which is upgraded electrolytes and mitochondrial support. So if you guys remember from back high school science, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So our whole, energy system is cellular and it's electric, if you will. So this actually helps get the current through all your cells in your body, which has a big part with fat loss also. So there's so many benefits to having lots of healthy mitochondria. So that's what you're going to start your morning with, along with your capsules. And then That's it. That's what you do in the morning. And then you are going to have your lunchtime, which is going to be a broth. There's a few different flavors. This is where the coaching comes in. We will help you figure out which way to mix them, because believe it or not, there is one in there that you want to do iced. It kind of tastes better iced than warm. So you're going to drink your broth, and that is, your lunchtime meal. Then about 3 o'clock or so, you're probably going to be like, oh, I need a little something. Well, guess what? It's time for your decaf nap. So this will help you get through the afternoon. If you get the afternoon munchies, this will squash that right there for you. And then, 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whenever you normally have dinner, you're going to whip up another one of our broths. Now, the broths are amazing because those have ketones in them. They've got collagen. They have all kinds of things in there that are great for your hair, your skin, your nails. So you're fasting, but you're also giving your body all these things that it needs for that rebuilding process that we're doing. So you have your broth, and then after that, you're going to be ready for bed. We try to aim to go to bed before 11 o'clock, so we get a nice, good chunk of sleep, and you take your PM pills again. And the great thing is, so that was Monday. So Tuesday, you're going to do the same thing all over again. And you've got that little chart. So I always say, guys, put that in your wallet. Ladies, stick it in your purse. And you'll know exactly what you need. But if you're on one of our chat threads, we remind you. We remind you what time it is, because if you stick to the schedule, then you will get through it without any issues. And then what Vaughn's holding up there is, so Wednesday morning when you wake up, you have completed your 60 hours and it's time to break your fast. Now, almost as important as what you do during the fasting process is breaking your fast. And I'm going to tell you guys a little story about one time I did not break a fast properly. I was feeling a little woozy, so I thought maybe my blood sugar was a little low. So I thought it would be okay to just grab a couple of strawberries and break my fast with the strawberries. No, those strawberries came right back out again. It was just way too much sugar hitting my system at one time. So what you want to do is incorporate in some fat and some protein to get your body, back to eating and to break your fast. So that is our Keto Pro, which is a ketone-infused protein powder. So that is what we use to break our fast. I add that to coffee because by Wednesday morning, I want like a good cup of coffee. So I do that and I mix it up in the blender, and it's like a Frappuccino, and it's absolutely delicious. Or you can just shake it up with water. And then, so that's technically broken your fast. And then have your first meal whenever you're ready. A lot of my people, believe it or not, get to that point and they're like, I don't even want to eat. I want to keep going. So they kind of do. So they've had their protein, and then they maybe go into like lunchtime, mid-afternoon, and then have an actual meal then. And I usually recommend something like bacon or eggs, something that's a good mix of protein and fat. And that's it.
Yeah. That's awesome. And one of the greatest things about breaking that fast that way is, that's why we have these groups, right? So you're not alone. So you're not going to be like, oh, how do I do this? Or what do I do? Do I drink this? You're not going to get confused because we're there to support you. Not only that, the Drink Ketones Daily, you're going to have throughout the process, there's going to be different coaches that come on. There's going to be some doctors that come on. They're going to speak into you. They're going to be telling you exactly why you may be feeling what you're feeling at a certain point. Because there's going to be some things that go on through this because your body's going through some transformations, right? So you might get a little bit cold. Your fingers might get a little bit tingly. Don't get scared. Like, your body is doing what it needs to do to survive. And we need to do more of that, right? And the fact of the matter is, with this Keto Pro, think of it like this. For the last 60 hours, and listen, if you guys make it 24 hours, that's amazing. If you make it 36 hours, that's amazing. We're not forcing you to do 60 hours, but if you do 24, that's probably the first 24 hours you've ever gone, unless you were sick or something, without eating, right? If you do 36, it's amazing. But when you do the 60, it's something that works in here. You actually realize and start to understand the relationship of food. You start to understand that you don't need to eat every day at 12 o'clock because it's lunchtime, right? But I say this about, your metabolism's been very low for 60 hours. Think of it as like an engine in a car. Say it gets really, really cold outside, wintertime is coming, and you go to start your car up outside. You don't just jump in and run, right? No, you kind of let the engine warm up a little bit. If you're up north and it's snowing, you kind of, let the defrost melt the ice off of the windows, things like that, right? So you kind of let your engine start to warm up a little bit. It's the same thing coming out of a fast. Our metabolism has been at an idle speed for 60 hours. So we want to ramp it up a little bit. Like Lola said, a little bit of coffee, black coffee with this in here. You can do half of this, and we have some amazing keto cream that I don't have sitting here right next to me. But the keto cream is absolutely amazing. It's got functional fats in it, some MCTs in there. Again, collagen protein. So many benefits behind everything that we have here. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, we have a video simply that explains every one of these products. So, get with Lola and say, hey, I want to know a little bit more about that Keto Pro. She'll send you a simple video, 2 to 3 minutes. It'll tell you all about the benefits of Keto Pro. Same thing with the Signal OS. Hey, those pills you guys are talking about, I really didn't, catch the drift of what that meant. Hey, all right, cool. We're going to send you a video. Let the doctors explain it to you. We know all about it. We can explain it to you. But there's just something when it's coming from the doctors and the people that actually create this, it's a little more powerful, right? So that's amazing. And not only that with the keto broth here, amazing for ligaments and tendons and things like that. Joint health. This right here is also something that I would suggest as you get going will be a support product down the road as you're like, I want a little bit more. I feel great. What can I do more? Like add this in once or twice a day to your ketones daily and your reboot monthly, and it becomes a game changer. There's also a couple other ways to get started right now, which I really like. And for you guys that kind of like want to jump all in and you have some goals and you're like, you know what, it's Christmas time's coming up and, I really want to drop 10 or 15 pounds before the family comes in. I'm going to be around some people. Things are going to happen. I know I'm going to indulge a little bit. Lola, can you talk about, another way to get started? And we have a really good discount on that variety right now too.
Yeah, we've got a starter pack that has 3 boxes, and you're getting 40% off on this set. Now it is set flavors, so you're going to get the 3 flavors, which let's see, it is raspberry lemonade, heart tart, and limeade, I believe, which are wonderful. Those are like the 3 top flavors we've got, so you couldn't be getting a better mix. But it's a box of each of those, and you could pick either you get 3 in caffeine free or you get 3 with the caffeine, but you're getting 40% off. So that is a perfect way to really jump in and either, if you're doing them twice a day, then that's a full month supply. If you're doing it just once a day, then it's 2 months supply. But I always think of it, if you know you want to do this and you want to commit and you want to jump right in, once you have it at home, you're going to use it. So then, that right away guarantees you you're going to give this, a month or 2 to actually see what it can do for you. Because as amazing as the results are with 10 days, the results continue to build. So with continued use, you'll just notice more and more things happening and seeing your body change. That was one of the hugest things for me is I've got a picture with 30-day difference, between when I started taking him and not. And for me, I know my fat loss would not have been the same had I not been utilizing this product. Because even though I was in ketosis naturally, this just boosted all the benefits and got me into that deeper state that I wasn't doing just nutritionally eating keto foods.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you said that, because the fact of the matter, what we have here is you do not have to do a ketogenic diet to utilize it. You're going to get amazing benefits. And one of the reasons that body composition change starts to happen so rapidly is because every time you drink these ketones, it really starts to fight inflammation, right? It hits inflammation markers in our body. We're hanging on to a lot of extra inflammation, water, if you will, things inside that we just shouldn't have. So don't get, if you start to utilize the ketones in the first 2 or 3 days, you start to urinate a little bit more, that's okay, because the fact of the matter is you're flushing that inflammation out of your body. So the ketones are working on that inflammation and it's telling your body, hey, it's time to get rid of that stuff because we don't need it anymore. So don't fret, just drink a lot of water. I want to express that. 90% of Americans are dehydrated anyways. Whether you're doing ketones, whether you're doing a ketogenic diet, whether you're just waking up and doing a standard American diet, fact of the matter is we're all dehydrated. So drink a lot of water. Electrolytes are very important. That doesn't mean you have to jump right in and go ahead and purchase all the electrolytes, everything else. If you want to, it's a great way to do it. If you don't, pink Himalayan sea salt has a lot of great minerals in it. It'll help keep you hydrated. I keep it in my bag all the time. I keep it in the car. So if I start to get a little lethargic, some people are like, I started getting a little tired. I started getting lethargic. I thought this was going to give me energy. I said, this has nothing to do with the ketones. It has to do with because you're dehydrated. And anytime you start to get dehydrated, you might get a little headache. You might get a little lethargic feeling. So if you feel that, take some of that pink Himalayan sea salt, grind it up, put it in some water, shoot it down. You're going to get a jolt. It's going to pick you right back up because you're giving your body those minerals. Like Lola said a few minutes ago, our body is electric, right? So it has all these signaling molecules inside of it that talk to each other. What happens is when our minerals start to go, depleted, what happens is now all of a sudden those cells are not communicating exactly the way they should be. Now we go ahead and put a little bit of magnesium in there, some potassium, some calcium, some of the things that the salt has in it, and they start wiggling around a little bit more. They start to talking and communicating, and you wake back up, and your brain comes alive again. And the ketones kind of do the same thing. Give those signaling molecules, they just make them work so much better. So yeah, that 40% off discount on that starter kit, I call that my 60-day transformation. And the fact of the matter is, as you start to utilize these ketones, the people in your household, they're going to start to notice a difference. They're going to be like, what's she doing, right? They're going to be like, what's mom doing? Why is she doing all these different things? She's helping me with homework. She's not laying on the couch anymore. And your husband's going to be like coming home, and the laundry's going to be folded. You worked all day. Dishes are going to be done. And all of a sudden, he's going to be like, and all of a sudden, you might start to notice 2 or 3 packets missing, right? He's not telling you he's taking your ketones, but he's taking that stuff because he's like, I need to try this, right? So don't be surprised. I have a lot of people say, I don't know why I haven't taken it anymore. I go, well, how's your husband look? How's your wife look? They look any different? Well, as a matter of fact, he was doing this, and this the other day. I said, yeah, exactly, because he's drinking the ketones too. Whether he's telling you or not is a totally different story. But I really love that, and I love that we have so many different options to get started, right? I always say this, get in where you fit in, right? But the thing I would say is get in, right? Like, what are you waiting for? Lola's been doing this. How long now, Lola?
Drinking
3?
ketones, 2 years.
2 years now, and I've been
It's
utilizing
2 years,
it for
2 years in October.
So there's a lot of you guys that are watching this right now that have been watching this from the outside for a long time. You guys have been a fly on the wall, and you've been peeking in, and you've been seeing what's going on. And listen, we're not wavering. We're not going anywhere, right? We're here to stay. We believe in this product 100%. We believe in the community. We believe in the culture. We believe in the people around it. There's nothing that's going to waver what we do. Will we add some other things in if we want to? Absolutely. Life changes, right? Like, you might find a different, protein bar. You might find this. You might find that. You might find things that work for you. Amazing. There's one thing that I know I will never stop doing, and I know Lola won't either, is drinking ketones daily and rebooting monthly, because it's gotten us to the success that we're at today, and it keeps us right there. So there's times that I'm not full keto, right? Like, I in the very beginning I'm an all-in kind of guy. So I was like, all right, I'm going to start this keto thing. And for a good 6-8 months, I was hardcore. Counting macros, I was doing it all. Had great success. But things happen, right? Like the other day, I found this amazing Brazilian bakery, and I found myself climbing in the doors of that place, and they had some amazing sweets. You know what? So I indulged, right? It's not something I do on the daily, but I have my ketones there, right? So this is your insurance policy, like Lola said. This helps keep you compliant. So I didn't have a whole cake. I had, a couple bites of a cake, and then maybe a little bit of a piece of a brigadeiro, and that was it. I was good, so I was satiated. So it's not that you can't live life, guys, because we don't expect you to change. And the reason why is, what do we got to do, Lola? We got to keep things simple. We got to keep things simple.
Keep it simple. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone, that's my motto, is simple and sustainable, because if you overcomplicate it and you make it so hard to do, you're not going to do it. And frankly, you shouldn't have to, there's a lot of things I say no to, but there's things I will say yes to. It has to be worth it. But, but definitely, that's part of life, is, having dinners with the family, or, a special dessert, or, and so you should be able to enjoy those things. It's not the end of the world to have a little something. We all have those moments, and you should be able to enjoy it and move on. But, I definitely always drink my ketones, because it does help me. It helps to kind of smooth that, because it stabilizes your blood sugar. So it kind of helps that spike that I'll get when I have it. But Vaughn's right. I'll have a bite of something because I want to taste it, and then I'm good. So Where
before, I would have ate the whole cake. I don't have a slice of pizza. I'd have a whole pizza. And that's the fact of the matter. I'm not going to tell you to do a ketogenic diet if you're going to tell me every Friday night you go out to dinner with your family and you have pizza. That's great. Like, you know what? Make better choices. And now when you go out, what you're going to find is, instead of having 6 slices of that pizza, you're having 1. Maybe you're having 2. But you just can't consume anymore, because you're good. You're satiated. So that's an amazing benefit to what we have here. And guys, I want to repeat one more time. The key to success is here to keep it simple, just like Lola said, right? That's her motto. Keep it simple, sustainable. Because if I tell you got to quit drinking beer, if I tell you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't have wine on Friday night, you can't do this, you can never have a carb, you can't have that, you're going to be like, I'm never going to do that. That's ridiculous, right? Some people will, but the majority of people won't. The fact of the matter is, once you start drinking the drink, you'll start to see your diet shift. You'll start to see that you're making better choices. Then 6 months in, 2 months in, 3 months in, you're going to be like, hey, I want to try this keto thing. I want to go all in. I want to do a little bit more, right? Or maybe you don't. It's totally up to you. Where does it fit in your lifestyle? The fact of the matter is, you got to get started to fit it into your lifestyle. You got to get started to start to make the change. So with that being said, it's amazing to have amazing people like Lola around us and in our community to be able to support us. And let's face it, not everybody is going to resonate with me and my story. Somebody might be on here that's like, man, Lola is absolutely amazing. I resonate with her story. That is awesome. Like, hit Lola up. Contact Lola. She's going to be your coach. She's going to take you through the process. I mean, Lola's down, 100 pounds now, right? And she sustained that. So
yeah, that's been the kicker for me. Is I always say I never had a problem losing weight. I mean, I've lost weight I don't know how many times in my adult life, but slowly but surely, I always went back to my old habits, and then the weight came back. And brought some extra friends with it. So this is the first time in my life I can honestly say. I mean, I've been now in maintenance because I lost 89 pounds the first year. And then it was about 3 or 4 months to lose the next 11. And honestly, now I don't even weigh myself anymore because I could care less. I go by how I feel. Yep. So I don't even care what the number is anymore. I go by how my clothes fit. That's more important to me because I always say nobody knows that number on the scale. But when you're walking down the street, they know if you went from like a size 24 to, she's an 8, they know that difference. So it's made the world of difference in my life.
Absolutely.
And that's why I think we're both sharing it now with everybody because, it's something that's so simple to implement in your life, and it doesn't have to disrupt like your whole family's life. It's adaptable to everybody.
And the one thing I say about this is, go ahead and get started. And what ends up happening is you start to lead your family. Your family starts to see things differently. Your family starts to go, oh, you know what? I want to try that. I want to, give that a whirl. The best thing you can do is just stay consistent, right? Trust the process. Don't believe that in 10 days after doing this 10-day challenge, you're going to lose 50 pounds, right? You might lose 5 pounds. You might lose 10 pounds. But how are you feeling? I don't want you guys to stress on about how much weight you're going to lose. It will happen. That will be part of the process. I want you to focus on how you feel, right? How you interact with your kids differently. How you become a better mom, how you become a better dad, how you become a better employee. I had a girl tell me the other day, even my boss said to me, wow, you just have more energy. Something's different about you. And she'd only drinking it 3 days. I think this was her 3rd day, and she called me and told me that. I said, exactly. Like, we don't notice it sometimes in ourselves because we look at ourselves in the mirror every day. But what you're going to know is the people around you start to notice it. They start to bring things up, and they start to ask you stuff. So I want to mention one last thing before we get off here because, I did mention the Smart Ship program that we have that'll help you save 22% off every month. And I want to tell you guys this. It's not like any other Smart Ship or any kind of program you've ever been on before in the past because I've been on some of them. And I've been like, oh my gosh, I've tried to cancel that thing 14 times. And now I got to get my left arm and my big toe because they need my fingerprints and they need this, right? It's not like that at all. You have full control of your own back office. It's as simple as remembering your username and password, logging in and clicking cancel or clicking switch the date, clicking change the flavor. It's truly that simple, guys. I wouldn't put my name behind something that's going to really lock you in to where you just can never get out because that's not how this is. If you guys are ready to take a break or ready to jump off like that, that's totally up to you. But I can tell you this, staying on that Smart Ship program, it also unlocks an amazing benefit, and that means free ketones. Lola, can you share a little bit about how that if anybody wants to do this, they can actually earn free ketones?
Sure, absolutely. So when you yourself are on Smart Ship, you have the ability to then share that with your friends. So when you've got 2 friends that sign up with you and they're on Smart Ship themselves, then you are going to earn free product in the value of the average of those 2 orders. So not only are you going to get 22% off your ketones every month, and a free product on your fourth month. But now, if you're sharing it with with two people, you have two essentially two customers, then you're getting free product also. So it's an amazing program, and I love how it all stacks together. Because for some people who maybe are living on a tight budget, and these days who isn't, why not get it for free? Especially when
Absolutely.
it's so easy to do.
And it's super
It's
simple.
amazing.
There's not a certain amount. It's not like you gotta have a membership fee to do that. You don't have to pay a monthly fee to get free ketones. The fact of the matter is, you share it with two friends, and honestly, if it doesn't happen by the first month, by the second month, like, we're on you. Like, you're being selfish if you're not sharing this, because everybody around you is noticing the change in you. And really, all it takes is you just being like, yeah, I'm doing this, right? Because we're not asking you to sell anything. People are going to come to you and say, Lola, what's different about you? How do you have so much energy? How do you look like you lost 10 or 15 pounds? Like, what's going on, right? Like, how come you're just more confident? And that's the time when you're going to go, you know what? I just been drinking this amazing drink, and I don't know, I just feel great. Let me connect you with Lola, because she can explain everything, and boom. You connect us with Lola. You connect your person with Lola. She comes in, tells them exactly what it is that you're doing, and she gives them your link, your personal customer link, and they purchase under you, and now all of a sudden you're getting free ketones. It's honestly that easy, guys. And I say this, maybe you just want free ketones. Maybe you want to pay for your ketones. Whatever the fact of the matter is, again, get in where you fit in. Lola and I and many others have actually created a side business with this, right? I didn't have intentions of coming in this and making it a business. I own my own pool business when I got started in this. I just knew I was on fire. I knew my brain was lit up. I knew my mom, my dad, everybody I love needed to feel the way that I was feeling. So I shared the product. I wasn't selling anything to them. I was like, you got to try this. Like, here, boom. I was giving them, so like, drink this right now. I want to see how you feel. And it just turned into a side business. As I was working my pool business, I was doing this, sharing ketones. I was seeing people on their back porch constantly. They would ask me, what's that drink you're drinking? I was sharing it. And I shared it at such a high level that 2 years into it, I decided, you know what, I'm going to sell my pool business, and I'm going to coach full time. Because there's no better feeling than your phone lighting up every day with the messages like I've been telling you about. Like, my boss tells me this, my husband's saying this. And one more thing I'll mention really quick is, this doesn't just help with cravings with food and things like that. My life 4 years ago looked really different. I was, partying, hanging out, doing things, and to be honest, I haven't had an alcoholic drink in over a year and a half. And it isn't because I decided, hey, I got a problem, I need to stop drinking. I just don't crave it anymore. For a little while, I would go out and be in a situation where, socially drinking, sure, I'll grab the drink that I normally get, and I would get it, and I would get halfway through, and I'm like, I don't even want this. Like, it doesn't even taste good, right? So that's something for myself. I'm not saying you guys got to quit drinking alcohol, or don't be afraid that you'll never drink alcohol again. Like, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But the fact of the matter is, that's what it did for me. And again, it's changed my life tremendously. And the people that we're around is very, very important too. So when you can start to change your culture, you can start to change the people you're hanging out with, you can get aligned with some like-minded people going in the same direction, I promise you this, you're going to make some shifts that you never even realized you would make. Lola, I'll let you kind of finish up, close it out here. If you have any last words, definitely let us know, drop some good knowledge on us, and let's close this thing out. We're about 53 minutes in right now.
I know. So everyone who stayed on, thank you so much for hanging out. Me and Vaughn can talk keto and science all night long. So feel free to message us at any time. We love to talk about it. But no, I think we've kind of gone over everything, which is great. And I'll just kind of add on to that, where Vaughn now is doing this full time. I still work a full time job, and I'm doing this just in between and and in the evenings. So it definitely, if you're interested in doing it from a business side of it, like we are, because at this time there's lots of people who are looking out there just for another income stream, and everybody should have another income stream. So this is definitely something that you can, we like to say that you can interweave it into those moments in your day. So don't feel like it's something that you have to do full time. It's absolutely not. Or, if you just want to share with two people and just get free ketones, I have plenty of customers that are doing that as well. So, we say to get in wherever you fit in. So everything we do is completely adaptable to, whatever you want to do. Just know, you're going to get out of it whatever you put into it. So everything
right.
kind of goes by consistency and commitment. So
That's right.
we'd love to have you.
I tell people, look, keep this fun. As long as you keep this fun, as long as you keep it sharing, and you don't make this a job, right? I love what I do. I do this full time, but I don't consider this a job. I consider this that I get to get up each and every day, and God's going to put the ones in front of me that need me the most. I'm going to share my journey with them. I'm going to share my story. I'm going to share the ketones with them. Some will, some won't. I'm going to keep moving forward, right? There's some that'll circle back around and jump on the bandwagon later on down the road. That's fine. But listen, always educate yourself. Always be around some people that are going to pour into you. You don't want people sucking the life out of you, right? You want people that are going to pour into you. You want to get around people that have your best interest at heart. So with that being said, Lola, you're absolutely amazing. Thanks for being all of me tonight. I want to do this again real soon. So we can, drop this in, and let's do it maybe sometime at the beginning of the month. And if you guys have some questions, please get with Lola, drop some questions down there. We would love to answer them. We would love to do more of this. We would love to do more where we can actually have you guys on asking questions, kind of a Q&A style. Maybe ask some questions beforehand, and then I can ask some questions to Lola that my customers have asked, and then she can ask some questions to me that her customers have asked. Like, listen, we're game for anything, but one thing we always want to do is we want to bring you some knowledge. We want to bring you some education. We want to bring you value all the time. So, Lola, we'll end it there. Thank you very much. You are a blessing not only to the community that we're in, but to my life. I appreciate having you, and let's go out there and change some more lives.
Thank you, Vaughn. You're amazing.
Keto every day. Let's go. And what do you say, Lola? How is it?
Simple, sustainable keto.
There you go. Simple, sustainable keto. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.